This is going to be a grab bag of an episode. I am feeling great. I am having an amazing day, a great day, even. Things with one of my businesses, Reverb, are going pretty well. Really exciting what is happening with Reverb. But that's not what this episode is about. I will talk about that at another time. This episode is about the challenge that I issued for people to start a Formula One brand, for people to become Formula One influencers. And this is what I said on a previous episode. I said, Formula One is growing. It's extremely penetrable. People could copy my exact method and quickly get to a point of monetization with a personal Formula One brand. And I said, anybody who posts a video for 7 days in a row without missing a day and sets up the same content automation that I use with reusevideo.com so that your videos on TikTok come out to every other platform simultaneously. Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Twitter X, Facebook, everywhere. If you're in a country where you don't have access to TikTok, you can skip TikTok, upload to Instagram Reels instead, and then have your Reels come out everywhere. It's the same concept. So I said anyone who gets to 7 days in a row and sets up this content automation, send me a message once you've hit 7 days, and I will mentor you for free. When I made this episode, I didn't think that anyone was actually going to do this, but it turns out a lot of people are interested in doing this. And so I will end up creating a group and mentoring people in a group. And so that's the context for this episode. And I'm going to share two questions that I got about this challenge. The first is regarding free labor, and the second is about niching down. The second is about going narrow. So I'm going to start with the free labor question because it's top of mind. I was asked this just 15 minutes ago. James, who is a couple days into the challenge, said to me, he said, "Hey, I'm thinking of partnering with one video editor. He'll do it for free for now with the condition that he'll get a cut of the future profits that the account brings. What, in your opinion, would be a fair percentage?" That was the question that James asked me. He has a video editor who's going to edit his videos for free. Wow, for free, just in exchange for a cut, for a future cut that the account brings in. Now, that's really dumb because he's essentially giving up equity in the account to a video editor, and video editors are cheap. That's actually really dumb. But that's not even what I addressed. But I only realized that right now. I'm actually going to write that. I need to tell him. So this is what I said to him. I said, bad idea. Don't have people work for free. You need to upload daily. If you miss days, I won't mentor, and I'll boot anybody from the group who misses a daily upload. Free people don't take it seriously. Don't do it. That's my advice. Pretty harsh, I know, but I have tried using free labor many times. Many times. And it might work for the first 7 days. It might even work for the first month. And then it stops working. And then the person will be inconsistent. This guy will miss days. And unfortunately, I have to boot him from the group. He responded to my free people don't take it seriously message. And he said, he's a friend of a friend and does really high quality editing. And I said, I like my response. I said, great, hire him when you can pay. He will miss days, I promise you, and I don't accept excuses. I know, pretty harsh, but that's the truth. I would really highly recommend not working with people who you are not paying for an extended period of time. If it's a short engagement, it's not even really an engagement if it's free, but if it's short, that's different. Excitement and motivation can get somebody through a short period if they're not getting paid, and if it's not their brand. But beyond that, they will get worn out, they will get tired, the motivation will wear off, and it is a rule of business. It is a rule of business that things always take longer than you expect. Always. And when that happens to somebody who is working for free, it is especially bad. So that was my advice to him. We had another interesting conversation a couple of days before this. And this conversation repeated with somebody else today who was also doing the Formula One challenge. So I want to read this too. This is about niching. This is about there being riches in niches. I say both niches and niches. Niching and niching. I say both of those things. So I said to him on Tuesday, it's Friday now. So this guy, he's in Belarus. He was born in San Diego, basically lives between Belarus and the United States, spends most of his time now in Belarus. That's where he will be uploading from. This is what I said to him. I said, I bet it would be way easier if you did the channel in Russian. So this guy speaks Russian fluently and English fluently, and he speaks English with an American accent. But I still said, I bet it would be way easier if you did the channel in Russian. And I'm sure there are many Russian people interested in Formula One, so the market size would still be huge. So what you do is you scale up the Russian channel, and then when you're making enough money, you hire an editor. So all you have to do is worry about recording, and then you record one version of your video in Russian and another version in English, and you have editors for both, and you have separate channels. I bet that starting in Russian will be less competitive. James responded, he said, sounds like a good idea, but I doubt there are many sponsorships and monetization options, at least compared to doing it in English, if there are any at all right now with the sanctions. But correct me if I'm wrong. And I said, compared to the English market, every market is tiny, but also every market is far less competitive. I think it will be far easier to get monetization if you niche down with a specific language. And don't underestimate how many Russian speakers are interested in Formula One. That was my advice to him. I think language is an easy niche that you can do if you are a marketer, especially if you are a decent marketer, or just if you are somebody going hard. If you're making a video every day about Formula One or a different industry, and it doesn't have to be a video, it could be a newsletter, it could be SEO, it could be tweeting. But if you're going hard every day, and you are doing it in a different language, that is an easy way to get differentiation and probably build a monetizable brand faster. Because I would bet that the amount of people you are competing with is far smaller than the monetization options relative to the English-speaking market. I think it will take less effort by niching down in a specific language and get to enough monetization that you can hire editors to then start an English channel. And you want to get to monetization fast. And then when you start that English channel, you will already have a brand and an audience to leverage. And so this conversation played out again today. I was messaged by Sung Hoon Choi. He was the first person to say that he is embarking on the Formula One challenge. The first person to message me. And he said today, 5 days later, he said, hello, Edward. Today is my 5th day. Just filmed during lunchtime. I will edit the clips at night and upload them. It's getting less difficult every day. I love that. My English sucks, but who cares? Consistency is the Tao of everything. Man, what an amazing message for me to get. It made me so happy. So this is what I told him, and it's essentially the same thing that I told James. I said, there are a bunch of people who are doing this now. You should consider doing your channel in your native language, as the content will be better. And then once that is making enough money for you to hire an editor, you record your videos in both your native language and in English. By starting in your native language, you differentiate yourself. There is riches in niches. So the same thing. If we look at this from the lens of the Content Inc. method, that is one of my favorite all-time books on marketing, Content Inc. I recommend it all the time. It changed my life. It outlined what I am doing with my brand. Content Inc., you have 4 variables. You have your niche, your spin on the niche, your content type, and your main platform. In this case, we have a niche, but we don't really have a strong spin. We have a defined content type, that's mobile video, and we have a main platform, that's TikTok, even though it comes out on every other platform. The videos come out on every other platform. But a good spin and an easy spin is language. That is an easy spin on the niche. So easy. And so that's what I recommended to him. So these are 2 insights that I wanted to share as a result of this challenge. I'm getting such great topics for the show from this challenge. So if you want to build a brand, or you're already building a brand, and it has to do with mobile video, I think this episode will be really useful. And even if you're not, you're just thinking about marketing in general and getting visibility in general and getting users, sweet users, getting users to your app, getting customers to whatever you're selling, getting top of mind awareness, do it every day, don't hire free labor, And remember, there is riches in niches. This is episode 219 of The Edward Show. It is a lovely evening here in Europe. I think I'm going to go for a walk. A nice Friday evening here in Europe. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye now.